Hey everybody, it's Brad at Deere Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 1999 John Deere 4600 tractor that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know, and then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces, we'll show you the pins up front, we'll show you the pins back here on the backhoe, we'll show you the hydraulics are strong, show the backhoe running through all of its functions, show you the four-wheel drive works. As always, if you are in the market for a used tractor, a used piece of ag equipment, or a used piece of construction equipment, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 99 John Deere 4600 OROPS four-wheel drive. It's got the John Deere 460 front loader with the John Deere quick attach system. It's got a John Deere 48 subframe backhoe, 12-speed power reverser transmission, R4 tires. We do have the 3-point arms. It's got a tilt steering wheel, obviously a pre-emissions Yanmar diesel engine with 43 horsepower, and it has 1,667 hours. So here in a little bit, we'll fire it up and we'll show you. These pins up here are nice and tight. The hydraulics are very strong. Overall, for a 99 model machine, it is a pretty darn straight tractor. You'll see here the paint's nice and bright. Just your typical scuffs and scratches, chips in the paint up here. It's actually a grease smudge there, but there are a couple little chips. There's quite a bit of grease. They definitely were not afraid of grease, which is a good thing. Kind of keeps your pins nice and tight. But as you can see here, very bright green paint, nice and reflective. That's more grease there, but there are a couple little chips here and there. There's a couple little chips up here, but overall pretty darn nice. This is exactly how it came to us. It did not get pressure washed or anything. So there is some dust and dirt in some spots. I see a cord hanging down there, so it's got a block heater. Looking at these front tires here, I'm gonna say we're 25% tread life. I think I'm being very fair there. A little bit of weather checking starting. I don't know how well you guys can see it. It's just a little bit. It's not bad at all, but there is a little bit starting in there. Taking a little step back, looking at this front rim on this side, as you can see there, that yellow paint's nice and bright. Couple scuffs around the edge, a couple spots where it's got some chips and nicks in the paint around the edge especially, and then there's a few smudges or scratches in here in the middle, but overall not too bad, especially, you know, we're talking a 26-year-old tractor. Pretty nice really overall. Taking a look at this rear fender here, again, the green paint is nice and bright. Some scuffs, especially right here, just where you step on and your foot rubs. Couple little chips and nicks in the paint here, a couple scratches up here, but as you see there, no huge dents or dings. The fender's not busted. These are plastic. You'll see that sometimes where they get cracks and stuff in them. Just typical scuffs and scratches here, little paint chips, but that paint is nice and bright and reflective. Looks good there. Up underneath the fender, everything looks good. I know it's probably kind of hard for you guys to see with that, the way the sun is and that shadow. The contrast. Looking at the rear tire here, I'm gonna say we're probably 30-35% tread life. I think I'm being very fair there. Little bit of weather checking starting, not much at all. There is a little bit there, but less on the rears even than the fronts, and the fronts didn't have a ton. Stepping back here, looking at the rear rim on this side, again, that yellow paint's pretty bright. Does have some chips and nicks around, especially around the edge, and then in here you'll see there's a couple here. Not perfect, but pretty decent. Couple up top there. Looking at the backhoe, outriggers are good. Looking at the backhoe itself, as you'll see here, that green paint is nice and bright. Just some little scuffs and scratches here and there, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't see anything on the boom or the stick that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. That bucket's in pretty good shape. Everything up there looks pretty good. Same thing back here. Like I said, there's definitely been grease. There's grease in all your grease points and everything like that, so that's part of why the pins are still nice and tight. Again, on this side, that green paint is nice and bright. Again, I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere here on the backhoe. This outrigger looks good. The controls are good. That seat kind of starting to get a couple tears, and it's kind of just peeling a little bit down here at that bottom on that leather. Same thing over here on this corner. Some paint chip starting to chip right here around the edge on this rear fender, just starting to peel just a little bit. Otherwise that fender's nice and straight. Rear tire on this side matches up pretty well to the other side. Again, I'd say we're probably in that 30-35% tread depth. And looking here, I really don't see much weather checking to speak of. And then underneath there, same as the other side, everything looks pretty good underneath. Taking a step back, looking at the rear rim on this side. Again, that yellow paint's pretty bright. See, there's a spot back there where it's starting to flake off. The paint's starting to flake off a little bit, and just a couple little chips around the edges. Again, nothing out of the ordinary there. Looking at this paint here, there you can see just how reflective that green paint still is. You can see our shop there in the background. Again, I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. A couple little paint chips down here. Front tire on this side, pretty similar to the other side. I'd say, again, we're in that 20-25% tread depth. A little bit of weather checking starting in there. It's not awful, but there is a little bit in there. I don't know how well you guys can see it. Same as the other side. And taking a step back, looking at the rim on this side. Again, that yellow paint's pretty bright. Just typical around the edges, especially. There's some chips and nicks, little scratches here and there. Looking at the loader arms and brackets. Again, on this side there, you can see just how reflective that paint is. Still nice and bright. Same thing on this side. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated here on the loader arms. Just your typical scuffs and scratches, little paint chips here and there. Same thing back here. Go take a look here at this bucket. There's, you can see here on the bucket, pretty straight. I don't really see any major dents or dings. The cutting edge looks pretty flat and level. I don't see any big bows there and that. Everything looks pretty good there. Up here, just your typical paint chips here on that green across the bottom of that loader arm and up front. Grill guard here, everything looks pretty good. Headlights are good. This black mesh, pretty good. There might be just a slight dent right here. I don't know how well you guys can see, just a little bit of a dent there. Coming up, taking a look at the hood. Again, this green paint is nice and bright. I'm not seeing too much out of the ordinary here on the sides. Little scuffs here and there. Take a look underneath the hood. Okay. I know it's kind of hard. These can't really see much on the sides, but see what we can see from the top here, and go see if we can get in close enough on the sides. But everything up here, just a little bit of dust, but otherwise pretty good. We'll go over here and see if I can see anything on the bottom. This side's always hard with these hydraulic hoses. Yeah, you can't really see anything with the way the side shields are here, but there you can see just how reflective that green paint is. Undo these side shields so we can look here and take a look at the side of the block. And there, I'll come from the bottom, be easier to see everything here. There you can see a little bit of dust and dirt, but nice and dry. There's no oil or diesel or antifreeze running down the side of the block. Everything looks pretty darn good there. Kind of hold steady here for a minute so you guys can kind of look. Let's see if I can get a little bit farther in here with this camera setup. About as far up as I can go. I'll go to the other side here and pop that shield off too, and get a good look on this side as well. Kind of difficult to do with one hand, but I'll go slow here. There you can see again Pretty darn reflective paint here on those side shields. And then again here, looking at the side of the block on this side, nice and clean in here, just a little dust and dirt, but no oil, no diesel. Everything looks pretty darn good there. Take a look at the operator station. That step's in good shape. Just some paint wore off where your feet rub, your boot rubs when you get on and off. Floor mat, that is in pretty decent shape there. Clutch pedal's good. You can see those knobs are still nice and tall. Same thing over here, your brake pedals. Looking at the seat here, I don't see any cuts or tears there in that bottom portion of that seat. Same thing with the backrest. Everything looks good there. Insides of the fenders are good. Of course, you got your ABC range, your 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the power reverser transmission, so over here's your power reverser lever for your forward and reverse, and down here's your lever for your tilt steering wheel. Everything looks good here. Dash, everything looks good up there. 1667 on the hours. I'll try to get a little closer there so you can see that good. Up here, this plastic's all pretty good. A couple little scuffs and scratches there, but there you can see that hood's good. All right, like I said, this one's a 1999 John Deere 4600. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll get these shields put back on. We'll drop that hood down. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.